Hello there, everybody. This is Damon Sugamelli. I know I've been gone for quite a while. I haven't really done. I don't think I've recorded anything for maybe 4 or 5 months or so since the beginning of April. If you've been following my channel regularly, you'll know that I just really don't do a lot of videos on a regular basis, and I was doing the reactions to movie trailers, TV trailers, which is how I started doing stuff. And I never really made any official announcement on that, but I'm kind of past it now. Everybody's doing it. I'm not really doing anything different when it comes to that. Uh, and you see that I basically was shifting my focus to covering the revival series of Quantum Leap, which premiered last year. And the second season is supposed to premiere in 2 weeks. October 4th, it's moving to Wednesday nights. So I did want to do a quick little reaction video to the trailer, which came out on Monday for the second season. It's only about a minute. I saw a little bit of it already, but I've heard about it, obviously. But I want to get an official reaction there. I haven't seen very much of that on YouTube, and it's to help prepare myself for covering season two, which I'm going to continue doing with my friend Mike Bloxam, who basically is my co-host now. That's kind of where I'm going to shift my attention to, and I think we're going to try to do a combination of video and audio, and because as it was mentioned to me by some people, you're basically doing a podcast now, Damon. I didn't think I was doing a podcast, but it's basically a podcast for Quantum Leap. What I will say is I'm probably not as enthusiastic about the new series as I was a year ago, because a lot of things changed. The showrunners changed. It became clearer as time went on that they really are kind of moving in a different direction. I don't hate the show, don't get me wrong. I do like the show. I'm not as in love with it as I once was, but my opinion is that any Quantum Leap is better than no Quantum Leap. So there are things that I would have improved upon in the show, but I do still like it. I'm looking forward to it, even if this may be a very short season because we are in the middle of a the screen writers. We're in the middle of the writers' strike and the actors' strike, and there's no indication that they're going to end anytime soon. So we may only have 8 episodes. They have filmed 8 episodes of the new season, which at this rate, I believe the last of those 8 is going to air at the beginning of December. And then after that, we have no idea what's going on. So let's react to this quick because let's just move over here so that the screen can appear. I figured let me just check this out officially. I'm doing this very quickly on my break because I have to go back to work soon. So let's just do it. We're going to hit play now.
My name is Dr. Ben Song.
I'm a time traveler.
I leap into other people to change history for the better.
Incredible.
So you're on board with the time traveler thing? Who am I this time?
You are a spy.
Awesome. The day the LA riots began.
There's no way out now.
Area 51. It's UFOs. I'm in the future. We are in serious trouble.
How is this possible?
This is the butterfly effect to end all butterfly effects.
You're about to be in a full-blown witch trial.
Say about that.
Everything's changed.
He won't survive.
Never punched a Nazi before. Felt pretty good. I never know where. This is insane! Or who I'm gonna be. It's the adventure of a lifetime.
Quantum Leap, October 4th on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, not much to it, but just enough to kind of whet your appetite again. Yeah. So yeah, that is interesting. That they show Ben actually talking to she is one of the new characters. So they have introduced where they're going to introduce 2 new cast members. Let me look at my phone really quick, and because I'm not sure how you say his name, Peter Gadiot. I'm not sure how you say his name. Peter Gadiot as Tom Westfall, and according to this, he is a U.S. Army officer, former Special Forces, who is now high up in Army intelligence. So he is one of the new cast members, and then the other one, as we saw in the trailer, is Eliza Taylor, and her name is Hannah Carson. We don't really know much about her, but it does seem as if she is in the past with Ben, which that I wasn't aware of. So I wonder what that means, or could she be another hologram from the future? I mean, if she's a regular, that means we're going to see her all the time. So, and I think she shows up in episode 3. Sorry if I had to pause that for a minute. Some fancy little editing there. I think I heard my son was taking a nap, and I heard him calling out. I had to stop the video. Life of fatherhood for a 3-year-old toddler. Another reason why I'm not doing these videos very often. So, anyway, yeah, so there are 2 new cast members for the new series. So I'm assuming that the Tom Westfall character is somebody, supposedly he's going to be overseeing the project. And how I interpret that is that he is higher up than Magic, because Ernie Hudson is still on the show. So I'm assuming that Magic has to answer to him, that he's probably somebody from the Oversight Committee who's coming in to oversee what's going on. It could be tied in with the whole idea that they were leaning into, that the government is trying to use the project as a scapegoat. I don't know how that storyline's going to unfold, because this is supposed to be an entirely new storyline. So I don't know how that's going to tie in with everything, but I don't know who Hannah is. I assume that she was just another person that was on the project, but perhaps not, because if Ben is talking to her like that, talking about being a time traveler, I don't know what that means. So we'll just have to wait and see. I just wanted to get my initial reaction out to that, and to just kind of remind everybody that I'm still going to be there talking about Quantum Leap. I do like the show. We've gotten used to who the characters are now. We have episode titles for all of the episodes. I don't know what every episode is about, but they did show us footage there. I do know what some episodes are about. I know the first one, I think, is he's on a plane and involves some mission in Russia in either 78 or 79. We are still doing the leaping outside his lifetime thing, because as we've seen, they have the Salem witch trials, 1692. I don't know how I feel about that at all. I was not a fan of Ben leaping back to the Old West so soon in the first season, which was episode 5, where he leaped back to 1879. And generally there's a reason why a time traveler can leap outside of their own lifetime, which, as we're seeing with this show, they're kind of just playing loose with those rules. There's not really much connective tissue with the original series to the new one. There's not really much more of an explanation beyond the fact that, well, he just entered a new code and the rules don't apply anymore. You could explain it a little more than that, because some fans are kind of annoyed about that. And I see why they are. Just something to explain why he can't leap outside of his lifetime anymore, because the whole premise of the show was that Sam Beckett could not leap outside of his own lifetime. He did it twice, but there were reasons for why he did. There were good reasons. The first time was because he switched places with Al, and they kind of, and then it was like Al's lifetime, and Sam had to go back to save him. And their brains kind of got mixed together. And then the second time was because he leaped into his own ancestor along his DNA This has nothing to do with any of that. I mean, going back to the late 1600s, we're going back centuries now. To me, that's not what Quantum Leap is. Quantum Leap was relatable because you could see yourself in the situations. This is stuff that from your own past. Going back to like the 80s, 90s, like that I understand because I grew up in that time. That was my lifetime as well. One of the leaps is going to be 1992, the LA riots. Like, I'm actually looking forward to that one because, I mean, I remember that very well. So, I mean, that should be a pretty good one. Like pretty relevant to like what people would remember, like from my generation. We saw, I guess, the late 1940s. I know there's something involving New Mexico. I think Roswell, probably, like in New Mexico. We're going to see something with that. We're going back to Egypt in 1961 with the pyramids. I mean, it should be interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they're doing. But I've said it in a few Facebook groups that if Ben starts leaping back and becoming a Roman gladiator, or if he's running away from dinosaurs, I think I'm checking out of the show because you're getting ridiculous. You're going over the top. That's not what Quantum Leap's about. Quantum Leap's supposed to be ordinary people in ordinary situations within our lifetimes. I don't mind it occasionally. Yeah, I know. I know at this point I sound like an old, cranky old guy. Here I am, cranky old Damon again, saying, "Get off my damn lawn." But that's just how I am. I'm a little bit of a purist when it comes to Quantum Leap as well. I can't help it. It was my favorite show. I want to see them do it right, and it's for the most part, I feel like they have been accomplishing their mission to make it feel like the old show. I just get worried that they're going to go off in a direction that's a little too different, and then it becomes something else. So that's my main concern. So hopefully it won't be too bad. Hopefully these will be 8 really solid episodes that I will enjoy talking with my my friends about for 45 minutes to an hour. So anyway, that's my reaction to the season 2 trailer of Quantum Leap. Are you excited for the new season of Quantum Leap? Were you on board with the first season, or have you accepted this, or are you one of those people that can't get past Scott and Dean not being in the show? Because that's another thing. Scott is probably not coming back. I know in when a year ago we said that we thought it was a pretty sure bet that he would come back. I don't know if that's the case anymore. just to be honest, yeah, I don't even know how this video is coming out, to be perfectly honest, because I'm kind of tired. I got to go to work. Yeah, but I wanted to get something out there. Anyway, I'll try to edit this later and put something out there. And in 2 weeks, well, probably a little more than 2 weeks, because I don't know when we're recording, but we will be back doing reviews of Quantum Leap. I'll be a little more prepared than I am right now. And a few other things that we're working on to try to change the direction of where my channel is going, and what Mike and I would like to do in the future, because we want to do more than just Quantum Leap. We're going to cover some other stuff. So anyway, until next time, this is Damon wishing you all a wonderful day.